Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Personal Growth Talks podcast. I'm Jason, your host, and joining me today, as always, is my amazing co-host, Julia.
Hello, everyone. It's great to be here with you again. We hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are.
Yes, and thank you so much for tuning in. Today's episode is about a topic that I think is super important for personal growth, and that topic is why perseverance matters more than talent.
Ooh, I love this topic. Jason, so many people think success is only about talent, but today we're going to show you why that's not the full story. Perseverance, or not giving up, is way more important for achieving your goals.
Exactly, Julia. Think about it. You might know someone who's naturally talented at something, like drawing, singing, or sports. But if they don't work hard or keep practicing, they'll never reach their full potential.
That's so true. Talent might give you a head start, but perseverance helps you keep going, even when things get tough. And Jason, I think this is something all our listeners can relate to, especially those trying to improve their English.
Absolutely. Learning English or anything new takes time, effort, and a lot of patience. Maybe you feel like you're not talented at speaking English, but guess what? Talent doesn't matter as much as practicing and not giving up.
Yes. So if you've ever felt discouraged, don't worry. Today's episode will show you why perseverance is your superpower.
That's right, Julia. And before we jump into the discussion, if you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on our future podcasts. And if you find today's episode helpful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments.
We love hearing from you. So, Jason, are you ready to get started?
Let's do it, Julia. Here we go. Why perseverance matters more than talent. All right, Julia, let's dive into today's topic. Why perseverance matters more than talent. But before we go deeper, I think we should start by explaining the two main words here, perseverance and talent.
Great idea, Jason. So first, let's talk about talent. Talent means having a natural ability to do something well. For example, someone might be naturally good at playing the piano, drawing, or running fast.
Exactly. Talent is like a gift you're born with. But here's the thing. Talent is not enough by itself. You still need to work hard to improve.
That's where perseverance comes in. Perseverance means to keep going, even when things are difficult. It's about not giving up. It's about trying again and again, even if you fail.
That's a great way to explain it. So in simple words, talent is what you have naturally, but perseverance is what you do to get better.
Yes. And Jason, I think this is really important for personal growth. Many people believe that if they're not naturally talented, they can't succeed. But that's not true at all.
Exactly, Julia. Success isn't about being born with special talent. It's about how much effort you put in and how you handle challenges. For example, let's think about learning English.
Oh, yes. Learning English is a perfect example. Some people might think, I'm not talented at languages, so I can't do it. But that's the wrong mindset. If you practice every day, stay motivated, and don't give up, you will improve.
That's so true. You see, talent might help you get started, but perseverance is what keeps you going. It's the key to real success.
Exactly. So to all our listeners, if you've ever felt like you're not talented enough, don't worry. What matters more is your ability to keep trying and never give up.
Yes, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about why perseverance is more important than talent, share some inspiring examples, and give you tips to build your own perseverance.
That's right. By the end of this podcast, you'll see why hard work and persistence are much more powerful than talent alone.
So, Julia, let's get started with our first point. Talent gets you started, but perseverance keeps you going. All right, Julia, let's jump into our first point. Talent gets you started, but perseverance keeps you going. What do we mean by that?
Well, Jason, think about someone who's naturally good at something. Maybe they're good at singing or playing football. At first, they might seem better than everyone else because of their natural talent.
Exactly, but here's the thing. If they don't practice, if they don't work hard, their talent won't grow. On the other hand, someone with less natural talent can pass them if they work harder and keep practicing.
That's so true. For example, let's take a famous person like Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players in history. Did you know, Jason, that he was cut from his high school basketball team?
Yes, that's a great example, Julia. At first, he wasn't seen as a talented player, but instead of giving up, he worked harder than anyone else. He practiced every day and eventually he became a basketball legend.
That's why perseverance matters. If Michael Jordan had stopped just because he didn't make the team, he would never have reached his full potential.
Exactly. So talent might help you get started, but perseverance is what makes you successful. It's about not stopping when things get hard.
And this is a good lesson for anyone learning English. Even if speaking or listening feels hard now, don't give up. Keep going. That's perseverance.
Now let's move to our second point. Perseverance builds skills, but talent alone doesn't. Julia, what do we mean by that?
Great question, Jason. Talent might make something easy in the beginning, but it doesn't make you an expert. To become great at something, you need to build skills, and that takes practice.
Exactly. Let's take the example of learning to play the piano. Someone might have a natural ear for music, but if they don't practice, they won't improve.
Right. Now think about someone who starts with no talent for music. If they practice every day for a year, guess what? They'll probably be much better than the talented person who didn't practice at all.
That's a great point, Julia. Perseverance helps you improve step by step. And it's the same for learning English. You don't need to be good at English from the start. You just need to practice a little every day.
Yes, you can start small. Practice speaking for 10 minutes a day, listen to English podcasts, or write in a journal. Over time, you'll build real skills.
So remember, listeners, talent can't build skills for you. Only perseverance can. Keep practicing and you will improve. All right, let's talk about our third point. Perseverance helps overcome obstacles. Julia, what kind of obstacles do people face when they rely only on talent?
Well, Jason, talented people sometimes quit when things get hard. Why? Because they're not used to struggling. They think, if I'm talented, it should always be easy.
That's so true, but life is full of challenges, and talent alone can't help you when things get tough. That's where perseverance comes in.
Yes, let me give you an example. Have you heard of Thomas Edison, the man who invented the light bulb?
Oh yes, I love this story. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before he finally created a working light bulb.
Imagine that. Most people would have given up after 10 or 20 failures. But Edison didn't stop. He believed in his goal and kept trying until he succeeded.
That's perseverance. It's about not letting failure stop you. Instead, you learn from your mistakes and try again.
And this applies to anyone who's learning English. Maybe you make mistakes when you speak, or maybe you don't understand everything when you listen. But that's okay. Mistakes are part of the learning process.
Exactly. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn. So don't let challenges stop you. Keep going, keep practicing, and you'll see progress.
Yes, remember, perseverance will help you overcome any obstacle.
All right, Julia, we've covered some powerful points today. Now let's hear from our listeners. All right, Julia, we've shared some important lessons about perseverance today. Now let's hear from our listeners.
Yes, we'd love to know. What's something you're working on right now? Maybe you're learning English, practicing a new skill, or trying to reach a big goal.
And here's the question for you. Have you ever achieved something not because of talent, but because you didn't give up?
For example, maybe you practiced English every day for 1 month, and now you feel more confident when you speak. Or maybe you worked really hard at your job or studies and saw success because you didn't stop.
We want to hear your stories. Share them with us in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else to keep going.
Yes, and remember, mistakes are normal. Struggling is normal. What matters is that you keep trying.
Absolutely. And here's a small challenge for you. Think of one goal you have this week. It could be practicing English for 10 minutes a day or something else you want to achieve. Write it in the comments and let us know.
We'll be reading your goals and cheering for you. Perseverance is powerful, and you can do it.
That's right. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss more motivational podcasts like this one.
Yes. And if you know someone who needs a little encouragement today, share this podcast with them.
All right, let's move on to our final thoughts to wrap up today's episode. All right, Julia, before we wrap up, let's share some actionable advice. Simple steps that our listeners can use to build perseverance in their daily lives.
Great idea, Jason. Let's keep it simple and practical. Here are 3 tips to help you develop perseverance. The first tip is to break your big goals into smaller steps. Sometimes a big goal can feel overwhelming and it's easy to give up.
That's so true. Let's take an example. If your goal is to learn English, don't say, I need to speak perfect English. Instead, break it into smaller steps like, today I will practice speaking for 10 minutes. Tomorrow I will learn 5 new words.
Exactly. When you focus on small daily steps, it feels easier, and over time, you'll see big progress.
The second tip is to celebrate small wins. Perseverance isn't just about working hard. It's also about recognizing your progress.
Exactly. When you focus on small daily steps, it feels easier, and over time, you'll see big progress.
You don't have to wait for big achievements to feel proud. Small wins keep you motivated and help you stay on track.
So, listeners, what's one small win you can celebrate today? Maybe you understood a new podcast, learned a grammar rule, or had a conversation in English. Give yourself credit.
And the third tip is to remember why you started. Whenever you feel like giving up, ask yourself, why did I start this journey?
Yes, maybe you're learning English to get a better job, travel to new countries, or talk to people around the world. Reminding yourself of your why can help you keep going.
Exactly. Write your goal down somewhere, on your desk, in your notebook, or even on your phone, so you see it every day.
When you know your reason, it's easier to stay strong, even when things get difficult.
So let's recap those 3 tips for building perseverance. 1. Break your big goals into small steps. 2. Celebrate small wins. 3. Remember why you started.
Start using these tips today, and you'll see how powerful perseverance can be.
Yes, and don't forget, progress takes time. So keep going, keep practicing, and you'll achieve your goals.
Yes, Jason. Remember, it's not about being perfect or talented right away. It's about showing up every day, taking small steps, and not giving up, even when it feels hard.
Exactly, and listeners, before we go, here's a quick reminder. Perseverance builds skills, not just talent. Small steps lead to big results. And most importantly, keep your why in mind, your reason for starting.
Yes, whether you're learning English, working toward a dream job, or trying to achieve something big, remember, you can do it. Perseverance is the key.
Now, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to 1. Like in this video, 2. Subscribe to our channel, and 3. Share it with someone who might need some motivation today.
And we want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments. What's a goal you're working on right now? How do you stay motivated when things get tough?
Your story might inspire others to keep going, so don't be shy. We read every comment and love hearing from you.
Thank you so much for listening today. Remember, talent may give you a head start, but perseverance will help you win the race.
That's right, Julia. Until next time, keep practicing, Keep pushing forward and keep believing in yourself.
See you in the next episode of Kiker Personal Growth Talks podcast.
Take care, everyone, and never stop learning.